Again, our translation of verse 8 says, we are hard pressed, outside pressure, hard pressed in everything, in all things. The NIV translated, hard pressed on every side, and that could be true, but why, and Banti is in all things, and everything. Why do I go with that translation? Because, as I mentioned last time, that anything, and I mean anything, can be used as a pressure. The pleasurable things can be used as pressures just as the displeasurable things. The favorable things just as the unfavorable things. Pleasant things just as unpleasant things. Anything that causes joy or causes sorrow, etc., can be used as pressure. Your son, beloved son, who was, the king of your life and everything, he can be used for to cause pressure on you. Your own relationship with your father, or if you're one of those that had his sweet mother on a pedestal, your mother, almost like a saint, had her on a pedestal, almost to the point of being a saint. She's gonna be used as pressure against you. As in the Hispanic culture, we tend to put the mothers very high. Tu jefita, oy mi jefita, and all that type of stuff. Yes, she can be used. Your sweet beloved mother who does not do anything wrong, she can be used as your own pressure. Anything. Your job, your great business. You probably had a successful business for 20 years, and now it's time to use it as pressure. Anything. Your dog, this you walking across the street, anything. Your neighbor, anything can be used. So we are hard pressed in all things, but we do not collapse. So there's a strong contrast. Allah, but. Allah, make sure that you get this. The strongest conjunction of contrast. He could have used they, but he did not use that one. He used Allah to emphasize the extreme contrast, because pressure is going to come outside. Here are the Iranian ballistic missiles coming in, and they're outside, they're coming, and wow, you could feel it. Yes, you could definitely feel the pressure. God does not call you to ignore the pain, or to repress it, or to deny it, or to project it. No, He's calls for you to be very cognizant, very aware that there is testing, there is pressure, and you feel it. There's a difference between keeping the pressure outside and allowing the pressure to go inside of your soul. Outside pressure is inevitable. That's what we call adversity. Inside pressure is what we call stress. And stress is a sin. You bet that the moment that you are stressed, you are controlled by the sin nature. You're outside of the divine power sphere, inside of the cosmic system. Cosmic One, for sure, Cosmic One. Yes, indeed. Gate 1, Cosmic One. Therefore, what must you do? You must use the divine solution. Rebound that sin, whatever stress, whatever type of stress, just name it. If you're in doubt, name it as well. And so, the moment that you name it, you go back into the divine power sphere, gate 1, which is the filling of the Holy Spirit, which is also gate problem-solving device number 2, the filling of the Holy Spirit. And so, here are the outside pressures. Boom. We are hard-pressed in everything but Allah. But we do not collapse. We do not collapse. It does not go into our soul. Notice the difference? Outside pressure, hard pressed. Collapse, nope. So that's where we have a strong Allah contrast. We are hard pressed on any side, but we do not collapse. This is a no-no. We apply doctrine because we depend on the omnipotence of God, and God demonstrates to us, every single believer who's advancing in the plan of God, especially right here, gate 7, which is momentum testing. You receive testing from everywhere, from all things. And God demonstrates the superiority of His power, just as verse 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, so that the greatness beyond comparison, the beyond comparison is of power, is from God and not from the source of ourselves. And so when you find yourself in this pressure, God is demonstrating how His omnipotence is much superior than your power, to the point that you could say, I am hard pressed, but I do not collapse. And you say, wow, I can handle this pressure. I do not collapse. I'm actually okay. I'm actually content and I'm happy at this moment, even though I'm seeing the worst nightmare, the worst thing I could possibly see in my life. I'm seeing it in front of my face. And so, boom, pressure, outside pressure, boom, boom. But you say, Allah, but I do not collapse. This is a no. And if it does go inside, just as some of those ballistic missiles did go and hit Tel Aviv, well, guess what? You recover right away. You use 1 John 1:9, you rebound, get back into the system so that you can log in to omnipotence, the omnipotence of God, the Holy Spirit inside of gate 1, which is also problem-solving device number 2, so that you can reactivate all the rest of the problem-solving devices. And here comes another ballistic missile, boom! You use problem-solving device number 7, or 5, or 8, or 9, or 10. So we are hard-pressed, but, a strong but, we do not collapse. And then inside pressure, we are perplexed. Oh, and that one hurts. Oh, here comes inside pressure from your own brain, your own memory, bringing thoughts. Ooh, these ones are hard. And here you go, inside pressure. How about a little bit of guilt? How about a little bit of, this that really makes you tick coming along? And yet, you also apply doctrine, for God's solution is for everything. Every single thing. God's solutions is for everything. Every single problem in life. Omnipotence is so that you can handle every single problem in life. And so here it is, inside pressure, we are perplexed. And I hate that translation, but I fail to be able to grasp the whole concept of being perplexed, baffled, bemused, and in a painful way, something that's emotionally draining, that drains you. If you remain thinking about it for too long, guess what? You're about to take a nap because you're tired, you're emotionally drained. But you don't do that because you apply doctrine. So, we are perplexed, but we are not at despair. So here comes perplexion, here comes bafflement, here comes disconcertment. Boom. You feel it. Oh my, you do feel it. God does not call you to deny the fact that you are feeling it at that moment. It hurts. But, a strong but, Allah. You apply doctrine, and you say, boom, we are not in despair. This is a big no-no. Nope, I am not in despair. In fact, you're feeling him, and you apply doctrine, and you actually start liking it. I'm not saying that you start liking the pain, but you like the results. The fact that omnipotence is much superior than your own power, that you can handle it, that you're content at that moment, that you're very aware without having to use any sort of the defense mechanisms that disorients you or divorces you from reality, because you are very much oriented to reality at that moment. You're very aware that this hurts, but you apply the doctrine, very oriented to reality at the moment, very aware as to what's happening, yet you're having a good time. You're content. So God demonstrates to you the superiority of his omnipotence over your own weak-ass power. You, who do you think you are? Well, I'm speaking to myself as well. I thought I was someone else before I learned any doctrine. But you see, I went through gate 5 already, and I had to squeeze out all that arrogance out of me, and that was painful. So we have this great contrast. Allah, strongest contrast you can find. We are hard-pressed and everything, but we do not collapse, we do not break down. We are perplexed, disconcerted, baffled, bemused, bewildered, you name it, all that inside pressure. Emotionally drained? Well, you're not emotionally drained entirely unless you remain thinking too much about the problem. Because what? Allah, but we are not in despair. We do not despair. And now, let us go over the doctrine of suffering, because by this time, you've gotten the hint that suffering is going to be present in all our Christian life. And if you're one of those cowardly types that says, okay, if you're telling me that there's going to be nothing but suffering in the Christian life, I might as well just not carry on with the Christian life. Well, my friend, let me tell you that even if you decide to peel off and not learn any doctrine, right now at this moment you say, okay, you know what, I do not want this suffering is too much for me. Well, you're going to get in the cosmic system and you're going to suffer in there. So, what do you want? Would you like to suffer in the cosmic system and have it not count for anything, just for your own misery? Or would you rather suffer inside of the divine power sphere and have it count for eternal impact, eternal future, eternal results. And at the same time, be very happy while you're doing it. I don't know about you, but I choose this to suffer inside of the Christian life. Plus, you are extremely happy, and God demonstrates to you that paranomation of having all this pressure and at the same time being completely happy. See, once you reach problem solving device number 9, which is sharing the happiness of God. God shares his happiness with you. You become convinced that there's nothing that can remove your happiness away. You're completely stable, completely motivated because of that happiness inside of you. But obviously, before you reach there, you have to get the other problem-solving devices. For there's no way that you're going to have this happiness of God if you do not have impersonal love towards all mankind. For without impersonal love towards all mankind, people are going to get to you. They're going to annoy you entirely. They're going to ruin your day. And if you do not have that impersonal love, they're still going to have power over you, people in general. Those people who are the objects of your personal love, or those people who are the object of your personal hatred, they're going to get to you. They're going to ruin your day. They're going to have power over you. And until you have that impersonal love for all mankind, that is when you're finally going to release yourself of that dependence on them. You see, you have to learn to keep the custody of your own happiness. If you love someone personally, or if you hate someone personally, you surrender the custody of your happiness to that person. There's nothing wrong with personal love, but if you love someone personally, you better have some impersonal love, some virtue there, because that person is going to let you down. If you're one of those men that becomes, he's just inspired by womankind, and I'm so inspired by women, and yes, oh my gosh, it's so inspiring to walk around and see ladies very femininely dressed and with a nice deportment, very disciplined and all. Yes, but that inspiration, which is personal admiration, personal love, has to remain limited. You cannot depend entirely your whole inspiration on womankind. You cannot put all your inspiration on womankind, because eventually a woman or women in general are going to let you down. You're going to find out something about them that's not inspiring at all. And you are going to, if you're weak, you're going to break apart. You're going to collapse. You're going to fall into despair. So you better put your trust in God. For those women as well, if you rely too much on your husband for inspiration, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you must have something behind that. You must have virtue, personal love for God the Father, so that it can turn into impersonal love for all mankind, because that man, that monster of yours, he's going to let you down. You know what? Are you going to break apart? Are you going to collapse? Are you going to fall into despair? No. You have personal love for God. You have a much greater personal sense of destiny. So right now, again, the doctrine of suffering. Doctrine of suffering. So first of all, we're going to go over general causes of suffering, and let me begin in the next video.